In this lesson, we're going to model the lips to the character. Alright, so the lips are going to be a little bit different. We have to kind of treat them as if they were part of the loop. And it's going to be a little more difficult to try and create the form and follow along with those loops. So what I like to do is I like to just model exactly what I see and then fit that into the topology afterward. So to get started with this, I'm going to thin out the amount of segments that I have in the lips themselves. So I'm going to go to edge mode. I'm going to take this edge right here. I'm going to hit Control Backspace. And then I'll take this one and I'll pull it back up. Let's turn off our constraints there and let me pull that out. So that way it sticks with the shape that we have in our reference image. So I'll pull that out to right about here. Then I'm going to take this edge right here along the front. I'm going to hold down Shift and I'm going to drag that out and then go into vertex mode, and I'm going to start thinning that out. Now I'm trying to stick with the segments that the lip is coming into. So we want to make sure that we have that, and then we'll come in to our left view. We'll pull that back, okay, here, and then we'll go back to our front view in edge mode, hold down Shift, and we'll drag that out to about here. Go to vertex mode. Let me pull that up to match my reference image. And then in our left view, we'll pull that back into position, so it should kind of match up with this set of segments right here. And then we need one more edge. Hold down Shift and drag that out to here. And then our left view, we'll pull that straight back, okay, to where that matches up right in there. Alright, now in my front view, I'm going to go to vertex mode, and I'm going to take this vertex, I'm going to pull that down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a loop that connects right up into here. Okay, so I'm going to take this and pull it over, so you can see exactly where that's going to connect there. And then now what I can do is I can go to my freeform modeling tools, Polydraw, and extend. Hold down Control Alt and left click and drag these vertices or these edges together. So we've created the top lip. Now all we'll have to do at this point is just to come in and start forming that a little bit better to the shape of the lip that we want. So this should curl up underneath. So let's select one of those vertices and hit Z, so that way we can focus in on that. And let me take this and push that back in the Y. So this is where the lip starts to fold up underneath into that skin, and that's what we had in our reference image, if you'll remember that. So the lip actually comes up underneath this part of the face. So that's what we're creating there. Okay. So let's take this one and let's pull that out. And I'm going to pull this down a little bit. Okay. And let's go to our left view. And let me pull that up. Just give that a little bit more room. And then we'll take this vertex on the inside. And I've selected it and I just hit Z. And let me pull this one forward some. Okay, so there we have the top lip started. Now we need to do the bottom lip. So just like we did before, we're going to thin this out. So I'm going to hit Control Backspace on that one. Let's go to our left view. And let's pull this one out to right about here. Should be good. Now we have an extra segment here underneath, and we are going to use that. So let's not worry about that one too much. So let's select that edge. Let me pull that out in the Y and make it a little more flat across the front there. And I'll still take that vertex there. Okay. And just kind of starting to pull these points to round them out, make them even again. So let's take this edge and let's do the same thing that we just did before. So hold down Shift and we'll drag that out. We're going to match with this segment here. Go to vertex mode. And then we'll take this edge and we'll pull it out to here, matching with this segment. Okay. And then we'll come out again, matching to here. And then one more time out to here. pull that up here, and then leave that one right where it's at. And I'm actually going to target weld this edge to here. Okay, so that way that brings the lips together. And then let's go ahead and go to edge mode and select these different edges. And if we go around to our left view, you can see exactly what's happened here. Let's go to vertex mode really quickly and select this one right here. We'll go to our left view and we'll just pull that straight back in the X to where it goes inside the mouth there. So if you want to hit P on the keyboard and then Z to zoom in on that object, you can see exactly how that's oriented, and we'll leave that right there. Then I'm going to take this edge right here, these two, and bridge those with a single polygon. And then we'll come in and we'll grab each edge and we'll pull that back in our left view. So I'm going to pull it back to here. Take this next one, pull it back to here. And we'll just continue that process until we've got all of those set. So this one should be pretty good right where it's at there. Okay, so now you'll want to come in and you want to start to get these polygons and bridge all those together. Now this is going to be, this is going to be a little bit different because we have that extra segment. And what I'm going to do with this segment is I'm going to bring this loop up, and then I'm going to loop it up right into here. And that's going to make this lip a little bit bigger. So it's going to give it a little bit more form. Let me take this one, pull that forward. Same with this one. Okay, so to do this, we're going to go to border mode and select that and then cap it. And then I'm just going to come in and make the cuts that I know are going to be correct. So I'm going to cut from here to here. And then I'll cut from here up. And then I'm going to cut from here up. Okay. And then I'm going to cut from here across to here. And then I'm going to cut up from here. Okay. Now, before we do that, let's actually cut down to here. And then I'll cut from here down. And that's going to create that loop that I need there. So let's constrain our edge, drag that up in the Z. So we've got a nice little loop there. And then all I have to do is come in here without my constraints on, and let's start to tweak these vertices. Kind of soften those up a little bit. Get the lip shape that we want. Okay. And then once we have all of that set, we have the lips to our character. Okay, so let's take a look at this, see what it looks like with Turbo Smooth on. That looks pretty good. I'm happy with the way that looks so far. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to come in and let's delete that Turbo Smooth. Let's go to Edge mode, actually Vertex mode. Let's go to our front view. You can see that the vertices on the center line are off a little bit. So I'm going to select all of those right here in my front view. So left click and drag around that. Do a quick inspection in your perspective view just to make sure that that is all of the vertices on that center line. And then we're going to go to Make Planar and X. That should line all of those up. If you go to your front view, that looks pretty good. You might bring that over just a little bit in the X. And then we'll go to Edge mode, select one of the edges in the center. We'll apply symmetry. We'll flip this. And then after that, we'll apply Turbo Smooth. Turn on Isoline Display. We'll take that up to 2. And there is the second half of our character's face. So once we have the polygons in place, we've got all the deforming loops. We can come in and we can start to tweak the overall form and shape of the character. So I don't really like the dip that's in the corner of the mouth. The chin seems to be a little bit off in form, but we can always move those points around and start to tweak that shape. So now that we have this finished, in our next lesson what we're going to do is we're going to build out the nose. We're not going to get highly detailed with this. We're going to just create the form and the shape and bring that out, and then after that we'll start working on the ears, and then we'll build out the rest of the head after that. So we'll go ahead and get started with this next.